Here tonight, of course, we spoke about Townsville coming off back-to-back losses, including a real heartbreak against Adelaide, against the Capitals, that 1-point loss. They'll be desperate to get back on the winners list tonight.
They certainly will be, and just thought at the end, I mean, we heard from Shannon Seabohm, they were just unable to execute over those last couple of minutes. It was a little bit scrappy, albeit without Lauren Mansfield due to that foot injury. So on their home deck tonight, looking to bounce back, and the Capitals earlier today have rolled off 2 in a row, so it is tight all around the WNBL.
It's great to see how even the competition is so far, but it's also great to see how well Zia Cook's been doing for Townsville Fire. She's really started to find her feet, and she's coming off those 22 points on Thursday night. Yeah,
she was fantastic. 5 three-pointers made against the Capitals in that loss, and going at a 44% clip on the season from beyond the arc. Zia Cook has started life with the Townsville Fire in style, and coming off the bench initially, that sort of later addition to the squad with JC Sheldon going out, but now she's really settled into the WNBL, and it's going to be a great point guard matchup tonight, Julia.
Absolutely, it's going to be a scintillating, and there's a few great matchups all over the court, to be honest, which we could chat about as we go throughout the coverage. But we did see Adelaide grab their first win of the season over Sydney. It was a bit of a blowout win in the end on Wednesday night, 78-54. They of course bet Townsville last time these two teams played, so they'll be going into this game full of confidence.
They sure will be, and the Lightning, yeah, they started 0-3, and Steph Talbot, who misses the opening 2 games, they lose an OT in their 3rd game, and then on Wednesday, blowing out the Sydney Flames. They were highly impressive. Now with Talbot back at full strength, you look at this starting 5, they're a really well put together group. They've got a great backline defender in Brianna Turner, a terrific point guard. They've got their Swiss Army knife in Steph Talbot. I'm a believer in what Adelaide can do this season if they get it rolling.
Absolutely, and someone who has been getting it rolling is Dupree Steen. We saw in the last game 20 points, 6 rebounds and 4 assists. You mentioned that matchup will be scintillating tonight, but she's been having a really good season so far.
Certainly averaging the 17 points per game, Dupree Steen, and she was really fantastic on Wednesday, getting in passing lanes, coming up with some steals, and just really smooth and composed the way she runs the offense for the Lightning. As I said, looking forward to the matchup between her and Zia Cook.
Absolutely, import versus import. It's what we love to see here in the WNBL, and it's also great to see Adelaide wearing their Indigenous Guernsey tonight. We know some clubs have had to wear their normal strip in the sense of a clash, but it's great that these two teams can both wear it out on the floor in such a special round. So we look forward to seeing what these two teams produce. But starting 5s coming up for you. It's a pretty stock standard starting 5s for both teams, but it'll be Cook, Woods, Froling, Cox and Ellis for the Fire. And Liam, we spotted a little bit of Lauren Mansfield warming up. Do you think she's a chance tonight to play?
We did, and she's listed here on the team sheet. The way she was warming up, it certainly suggested that she is going to play. We hope so. Missed last game with a foot injury, so she's not in the starting lineup. But that will be a big addition back to the side for the Fire. And Abby Ellis remains in the starting 5. She's been a revelation for the Fire and Shannon Seabohm's team.
Yeah, super start to the season from Abby Ellis. And Adelaide, they're going to go with Talbot, Borlase, Turner, Dean and Board. So the same starting 5 as their last game. And it's the same thing. If you're winning, why not? You know, it'll fix anything, so why do it?
I think so. They've got a very set 5, don't they? And a nice sort of 3-player bench rotation as well. So now there's continuity for the Lightning. It was their strength coming into the season. I think it'll hold them in good stead.
So the referees tonight, Jackie Dover, who of course designed that brilliant shirt that the referees are wearing tonight for Indigenous Round. She's a proud Kunja woman. And then you've got Maddie Crowley-Long and Taylor Folker joining Jackie on court there. So Townsville out and about, ready to try and get a win on their home floor. The Fire, they always show out and support their team at Adelaide. Well, they're looking to disrupt the party. They've done so before earlier this year in the previous WNBL season. They'll be full of confidence and looking for back-to-back wins after that 0-3 start, as you mentioned, Liam.
They absolutely will be, yep. To go to 2-3 and now full strength, this will be important for the Lightning.
So tip off here at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. It is Townsville up against Adelaide. Townsville in the orange strip and Adelaide in the navy blue. Both in their beautiful Indigenous Guernseys. Borlase will look to kick things off with a beautiful pass into Talbot. Champagne basketball between those two.
The offense on Wednesday from Adelaide was really impressive.
And straight away they're into it again. Borlase, wow, what a start for Nat Hurst's team. And Isabel Borlase is just showing her strengths already.
Terrific start. They came in to Wednesday night's game as one of the lower-ranked offensive teams, but they just started to really look like they were gelling. The ball never stuck throughout that entire game.
Here's Woods looking to get things rolling for Townsville. Froling underneath. Got fouled and 2 shots to come. She's really relishing being back in her hometown, Alicia Froling. And this will be a crucial way to get things going for Townsville after a really hot start from the Lightning. They're two people that they want to get involved. Talbot and Borlase have done so already, so really exciting for them. As Froling misses the first free throw of the night. Gets the second one to go. So Townsville on the board. It will be a bit of a shock to the system to start. And Japrice Dean, we're just talking about her solid game last game, and she's putting on the Jets early on. Super pace to try and get the ball rolling here. Talbot has a look from long range, can't knock that one down. Abby Ellis has been superb in this position for Townsville to start this season. Keeps her spot in the starting lineup, even though we sense Lauren Mansfield might come in later in the game, coming off that foot injury. Courtney Woods now, cross court. Cook into Froling, they weren't quite on the same page, but a whistle blows. They'll get another chance anyway.
That's going to be a crucial matchup tonight. Froling and Bourne in the 4 spot. Just see them getting tangled up on the block.
And Townsville looking amazing in their Indigenous Guernseys, designed by Chris Gray. And Zaya Cook gets them going with their first field goal of the game. And that beautiful strip. How can Adelaide respond? Dean getting open, having a look, and knocking it down from long range. Japrice Dean feeling it early. Great start from her. Keeping an eye on her now as she defends Cook. We pointed that out as a matchup to watch, and so far they've traded some shots early on. Just super exciting.
So Bourne's already got the 2 personals, and Georgia Pinot into the ball game. Less than 2 minutes into this one.
So already a bit to think about for Nat Hurst. We know Georgia Pinot had a really good game on Wednesday night, so they've known that she's a player that they can turn to. Of course, a championship player with Rockingham in the NBL 1 West as well, so she's really capable and can step up when needed.
Yes, she can play the 16 minutes off the bench on Wednesday. 3 boards, 5 points on the O-glass as well, importantly.
Borlase gets Cook out of the way. Pinot, nice entry into the game for her, picking up where she left off. Townsville down 3 points to 9. It's been a really fast start for the Lightning. Froling double teamed, kicks it back out to Ellis. And Courtney Woods having a fine start to the season. A great pass to Froling. Gets her involved. She's had a few almost moments so far, Alicia Froling. She'll love to get the monkey off her back and get that shot down. A great pass from Woods. So Talbot into Borlase. Adelaide happy to share it around. Turner now goes in board, just falls short. Ellis now looking to reset things here for the Fire. Beautiful drive from Abby Ellis. Beautiful footwork, great hesitation, in she goes. And that just gets a shove from Dean for her troubles. So a few whistles early on in this game. It's could be the theme. The 2 teams are getting pretty physical early on.
Which we love to see.
Absolutely, it means a lot to both these teams. Of course, Townsville coming off back-to-back losses. Adelaide looking for back-to-back wins. Turner up against Cox. That'll be a great matchup. Cox grabs the board.
It will be a terrific matchup, Turner and Cox. I mean, currently 1st and 2nd in the WNBL for blocks per game, and just elite backline defenders. Turner, a 2-time All-WNBA first-team member, defensive. And there's White.
Affected the shot from Woods. Talbot. Oh, the shot was blocked once again. Cox bringing the block party back to Townsville. We knew that they were going to be a block party between those two, and Lauren Cox has started things off for us tonight.
We did. We did 5 blocks in the last game for Lauren Cox, averaging 4 per outing this season.
Unbelievable averages. And Lauren Cox, you think she's a seasoned WNBL player. I mean, it's only her first couple of games with Townsville, and she's really settled into the lineup nicely. Talbot, she's a seasoned WNBL player, as you know, at the free throw line. Knocks that down easy as you like. So Lightning leading 12 points to 7. A really positive start from the visitors. And there we go, Lauren Mansfield onto the floor. Recovered from that foot injury after missing the past 2 games. Zaya Cook, met by Japrice Dean, loses the handle, just pops the shot up. Can't bank it in. So good defense there from the Lightning. They've matched their offensive output so far as well. And this time Mansfield will match up on Dean. She brings the ball up. Cook nearly cuts it off. Boulez manages to rescue it. And then goes for the long-range triple. That one falls short. Cook happy to bring it up for Townsville.
You speak of defense, Julia. This should be a real theme of this one. I mean, 2 of the top 3 defenses for points allowed in the league. Adelaide 2nd, Townsville 3rd.
Mansfield can't quite open her account yet. I bet she'd be desperate to be back out there and playing. It's always hard as an athlete when you're missing games through injury, but she'll get those shots knocking down soon, I reckon.
I'm sure. Just missed the one game, or a couple of games rather, Lauren Mansfield, and then trained yesterday and was 50-50 what we heard, Julia, wasn't it, coming into this one? Good to see her suiting up.
Against her old team, mind you, as well. It's always fun to see players suiting up against their old teams. A bit of nerves for her, no doubt. And again, Cox cleaning up defensively. Can she get in the offense here? Gets it from Cook. Mansfield just backtracks for the time being. Adelaide really high up in their defense. Cox in the corner finds some space. Can't find the bucket to go with it. Talbot off and running. And the shot is good to go. Georgia Pinot having a really nice start to this game. And a timeout is forced on the floor because Adelaide are on top in this ball game. 14 points to 7. 4 minutes left in the first term. You see on the replay here, it's great ball movement there. Talbot getting the ball to Pinot, who's able to knock that one down. Continue her scoring output tonight. So 14 to 7. Townsville, a bit of thinking to do. Adelaide, I think Nat Hurst's camp will be pretty happy with what they've put out so far.
You know, Townsville like to really excel in their half-court game. They're so well drilled. I just wonder with the Nat Hurst and the Lightning, they want to speed them up a bit. They've got the length. Their wings are, able to come up with steals and run the lane. Can they try and push Townsville out in transition and expose them? They've done that a little bit so far. So chance for Shannon Seabom to retake control of this one to the timeout.
Well, you can stay powered with Signet, Australia's favourite power bank brand. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment. Visit signet.com to find your perfect power bank. So in terms of scoring so far in this game, Talbot's up to the 5 points already. Pinot, as you mentioned, that just had that shot before the 4 points. Japrice Dean with 3. And also Alicia Froling, the highest scorer for Townsville so far with the 3 points to her name. So a bit to think about for Shannon Seabom and his group. Of course, they're coming off those 2 losses, a heartbreaking one on Thursday night against the Capitals on the road. They're back at home, want to impress in front of their home fans. Always a great crowd at the fire pit. Let's see how they respond out of this timeout. Early whistle. I think they might be looking at something with the clock they pointed towards. So I'd like to get that checked out early on. But how good is having Lauren Mansfield back? See her on screen. A little bit of a smile against her former teammates as well. We'll reset and go again. Gets it to Zaya Cook. Fowler finds some space. Gets it into Woods. He's trying to find a lane. It was cut off by Turner. Guess who? Dean kicks it out to Talbot. It's in reliable hands for the Lightning. Then Turner can't quite finish it off. It's a really good drive. Just couldn't quite get the connection she was after. Woods asking for it. Searching for some teammates and finds Fowler. Cook. Up against Dean. Pino comes in to try and help. Too hot for Fowler, and Adelaide back with it again. A great shot there. Brooke Basham. There she was. Oh, Pino, sorry, again.
Adelaide held Sydney to 54 points on Wednesday, and looks like we're seeing more of the same early on in this ball game. Townsville just cannot get a look at it.
A great start from the visitors. We know the last time these two teams played, it was Adelaide getting the upset win over Townsville. Looking to do the same tonight. They clearly like playing on this court. And they'll hope to continue their hot start as Saffron Shields enters the floor for Townsville. A really great young prospect for the Townsville Fire. Cox and Mansfield share it around. Shot clock ticks down. I don't think Mansfield's quite aware of it. Really bad communication there from the Fire. It causes them a turnover. Adelaide, a chance to extend their lead. It's not something you often see from the Fire. Pino now. Into Dean. Pulls up and knocks it down. Easy as you like.
Connected on about 4 mid-range jumpers on Wednesday night. We were joking on the broadcast. The mid-range is back when Caprice Dean has the basketball. It's now 4 minutes without a score for the Fire.
Yeah, it's pretty much go time for them now. Can Cox get things going? She just scoops it in and eventually it works out. Expect Lauren Cox to be the one that responds when her team needs her. She's proved so pivotal in the early parts of this season. We mentioned her defensive output, but offensively she's been fantastic as well, averaging the 14.5 points per game, coming off the 15 points against the Caps as well. So she's been excellent.
She has, and showed an ability to hit from 3 as well. Going at around 30% from 3, but remains a threat from distance.
Speaking of people who can hit threes, this time Borlase goes baseline. Dean, does she get that mid-range going again? Gets it out to Basham this time. Gets it swatted away from her. Nia Locke, a good involvement in the game early on for her. So subs on the floor. Adelaide still with a really healthy lead. And it was great hands there from Nia Locke, the South Sudanese national. Oh, Cox swats away Turner. I bet you that felt nice. Number 1 and 2 going at it. And Cox wins out on that occasion.
I've no doubt that both these players would have had this game circled, coming up against each other.
Absolutely. Real defensive player of the year battle right there, really.
So, yeah. Lauren Cox, a 2-time Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year to boot.
We spoke about Turner's all defensive honours before in the WNBA, so a great battle playing out in front of our hands. And Cox hits the deck. So the foul's called there. Cox getting up a bit proppy. Hopefully she can just walk that one off. It was a really nice drive and forced Turner into bit of unwanted defense potentially on her behalf, and sending Cox to the line. This is the first one. She's just full of achievements. She's an NCAA champ with Baylor as well. She's the 3rd pick in the 2020 WNBA draft too. Borlase nearly gets that one swatted away, but manages to rescue it. Turner just waited. Right idea, just couldn't quite connect. So can Townsville start to get their game rolling? Just over a minute left in this first turn. They'd love to go into quarter time with some momentum. Mansfield. Fowler backing down on Turner. No room to move, and Turner able to grab that rebound and get things going again for Adelaide. Can she get involved offensively? Gets the pass away. The shot just falls short. They'll start again though. Good offensive rebounding and hustling here from the visitors. Basham thought about it. And still with the Lightning, a foul called on the shot. Townsville are looking at each other going, what's going on? A really good move there by Hayley Andrews to just scoop it up, get to the line. Instant impact for her as she comes on the floor tonight. She's of course a Townsville junior, so she's been familiar with this town, of course. Attended the University of Portland. Used to play for Townsville in the WNBL back in the 2017-18 season. That was her last season with the Fire. I've got to say, free throws tonight so far haven't started too well for either team. Looking to mop that up. Just under 30 seconds left. It's been all the Lightning in this first term. Can the Fire fire a shot, mind the pun, to end this first term? Mansfield and Shields couldn't quite connect there. It'll take a bit for Mansfield to get her rhythm back after missing the last 2 games with injury.
It will, but a lot of the credit's got to go to the way that Townsville are just shutting down everything they're trying to do with the on-ball.
Turner to Borlase. Clock ticks down. Borlase chucks it up. And Cox safely takes the rebound, but it was all Adelaide in the first term. They've given Townsville something to think about, and at quarter time, it's Adelaide 18, leading Townsville 9. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome to the Townsville Entertainment Centre, and at quarter time it is Adelaide 18 leading Townsville 9. The Lightning have started off this game super well, Liam.
Haven't they? Holding the Townsville Fires to just 9 points in a quarter. You could clip up this entire period and just really show what the Adelaide Lightning can do defensively. Held them to 33% shooting, and they've had a couple of shot clock violations. They've cut it off with a few steals. Been terrific.
Great start for the Lightning. 18 points to 9. I sense it would have been a pretty animated quarter-time address from Shannon Seaborn. Townsville really keen to get back on the winners list. Fowler can't get things started there, but she's going to the charity stripe.
He's a very composed coach, Shannon Seaborn, but that is much more like it. Finally able to get downhill off the on-ball screen.
And Alex Fowler at the line. Yet to score this game, but we know she's had a really positive season. 5.8 points per game, 4 rebounds, and just over 2 assists as well. Fowler's able to knock down the second as well. So Japrice Dean coming off a 20-piece against Sydney the other night. And this time Cook picks her pocket. And then gets her pocket picked back. It's a great battle between those two as we anticipated. It will continue to develop as the night goes on. Turner just chucks it over the top. Andrews couldn't quite finish it off. She'd be disappointed, but it was a nice look. She's had 2 pretty good looks so far in a limited time on the floor.
And it was a terrific dish from Turner. Saw Shields facing the other way, put it right in the zone for Andrews to find her way at the line for 2.
So first one knocked out for Hayley Andrews. Yet to have that massive game so far this season, but potentially tonight's the night. She's shown some promising signs in her minutes so far with the Lightning. Just be about getting that scoring output up, I'm sure, as the season goes on. So Saffron Shields bringing the ball down for the Fire. Cook tries to dump it into Cox. Lock in the corner. This will be big. Can't quite get it to go. I feel like the Fire just need that one shot just to really get it going. See Izzy Bourne back on the floor after she sat for most of the first term. She's already in a bit of foul trouble. And Nat Hurst felt she needed her out there just to keep this momentum going.
They need to capitalise on this advantage though, Adelaide. They've now missed around 3 or 4 layups down low. And this advantage could be much more dangerous for Townsville.
Townsville using all of their teammates. Fowler, a beautiful roll into the basket. And that's a lot better from the home team. Bourne from long range, and that's what she's coming to the game to do. Absolutely lit it up on Wednesday night as well. Izzy Bourne, a really strong showing against the Sydney Flames, and tonight she's trying to go again. Cook gets back her own shot, and a whistle on the way through. So Zaya Cook will step up to the free throw line. She's got the 2 points so far tonight, averaging just under 14 points per game, a couple of rebounds as well. Shooting at 39% from the field and 43.5% from three-point range, so pretty good all-round stats for her so far this season. As you mentioned, Liam, coming in late with the departure of JC Sheldon before the season started. And slowly but surely, Townsville eating their way into this margin. What can Adelaide do here? Dean. Oh, beautiful pass to Turner, who's duly finished that one off. Cox now trying to go quickly up the other end.
Unlucky for Lauren Cox. She'll appreciate the idea to take it herself and put it on the deck, but offensive foul.
And she probably feels the need to be that person right now, that spark for Townsville. Down by 10 at the moment. She'll feel like she needs to take the team and try and get them ever so close to Adelaide's score. Back up to Japrice Dean. Turner and Talbot share it around 2. Blaze was waiting in the corner. Instead, Talbot finds Bourne. Spinning, shooting, but not scoring. Better defense there from the Fire. Can they capitalise going the other way? Cook. Driving baseline and just gets swatted away there by Dean. Great battle. Great battles all around. It was Cook and it's Dean and it's Cox and it's Turner. Awesome stuff all over the floor. Shields now. Into lock. Cox just falls short. Great rebound there by Fowler. Uncontested, really. But travelled on the way into the basket. So a few unlucky ones there. So Cox with the offensive foul in that previous set, and then Fowler just travelling on the way in there. Got the right ideas. Just need to start connecting some of those shots. Ball lays now. Bourne thinks about it. Deed wants it from Turner, and that's what she gets. Bit of 1-2 action. Fowler hits the deck.
Looks to be a defensive foul on Fowler. Just arriving late.
Yeah, another unlucky one once again for the Fire. Yeah, just couldn't quite get her feet set.
Yep.
At that point in time. Jackie Dover out there controlling things for tonight. She designed the referee's shirt that they're wearing, which is looking absolutely fantastic.
It is. It looks stunning, and fantastic to hear that the referees are going to wear it for the remainder of the season in the WNBL.
So good. It's amazing to look at. It's a great tribute to Indigenous people, and recognising the First Nations talent we have in the league, not just on the court, but in the referee department as well. The Townsville fans getting a bit frustrated out there now.
It's two quick ones for Alex Fowler.
To give Shannon Seymour even more headaches potentially, and you can see Fowler running off to sit on the bench now. Bourne was in a bit of early foul trouble for Adelaide, and now Fowler's got a bit to worry about now on her end as well. Talbot. Turner couldn't quite get the shot to go. Comes back to the Lightning though. Dean's got no one in front of her, so just has to wait for a bit. Turner all on her own at the edge, but that was a bit of a weird decision there. Abby Ellis will appreciate it. She'll take it up the other end for the Fire. Kicks it to Froling. Lock now. Electing to drive. And travel call there. Really good help D there by Turner. Talbot was doing super well, and then Turner just really disrupted Froling's flow.
Yeah, she sure did with the help defense, and just moments earlier down the other end, just second-guessed herself a little bit, trying to hand it over, and Turner's been a force defensively once more in this game, but has missed a couple of attempts down low.
So timeout call on the floor, 25 plays 15. And you've got to make sure you're following all the live stats of today's game in the free WNBL app. You can also check out game highlights, team and player info, and more. Download it from the App Store today. Speaking of stats from the game so far, Dean, Ball, Lays and Talbot all leading the way in terms of scoring with the 5 points each. And for Townsville, Zaya Cook and Alex Fowler with the 4 points, and we know Fowler at the moment sitting on the 2 fouls as well, so won't be able to add to her scoring at the moment, but Lightning just holding on here. Townsville have tried to come at them, but the Lightning have continued to hold their lead.
They do, and I know Townsville, they certainly won't panic, and to only be down by a 10-point margin the way this game has transpired so far is almost a win for them. They're not far away at all, and their offense has been sputtering early days, but as has the Adelaide Lightning, to be fair, in this second quarter, and it means that Townsville are not out of it by any stretch.
So back in the action now. Brooke Basham looking to bring the ball down for Adelaide up against Courtney Woods. Lays and Bourne, two of their young stars sharing it around. Dean up against Abby Ellis, driving, and the shot just falls short. Ellis looking to kickstart things out of that side. Oh, Dean took a bit of a tumble there. Back up and sort of running. Woods kicks it out to Nia Locke in the corner. Had a good look at it. Couldn't quite knock it down. Turner One way or the other, a dish to board, who wasn't quite expecting it, but she's able to rescue it and get to work on Lauren Cox. Froling able to attack the boards. Woods now looking to reset things for the Fire. Down by 10, looking to respond down to the timeout. Froling finds some space, kicks it out to Ellis, and still they can't hit a three, Townsville. The inside looks have been thereabouts, and they've tried to go from outside out of this timeout. It just hasn't quite worked for them.
That was a great look, though, for Abby Ellis. Townsville will be really happy with that. Those will fall.
Well, lays a little spin and got the shot to go. Just does classy stuff like that. Izzy Borlays. Woods now. Revenge on the offensive end. A beautiful drive from Courtney Woods.
Opens her scoring account for the evening, Courtney Woods. And importantly, breaks this scoring drought for Townsville.
Basham, can she knock down a triple? Of course she can. Pumped about that one. She's a straight-out shooter, Brooke Basham. That's what she comes into the lineup and does. And the Lightning hit the 30 points. Another timeout called on the floor. 30 leads 17. It's been an excellent start from Adelaide. They've silenced the fire-bit crowd, which you don't often get much.
No, they're trying to fire them up in here, but, well, excuse the pun, but they need that little bit of energy, don't they? It's just a little bit flat, and the Lightning can sense that. It's a well-timed timeout from Shannon Seabohm. 3:37 remaining in the half, Julia, and if the Lightning can put on a run here, it could be tough going into the sheds.
Calling all sports teams, say goodbye to travel headaches and hello to CTM Sport. CTM are 100% committed to delivering excellence in our field. Leave the logistics to the travel experts so your athletes can focus on what they do best. Learn more at ctmsport.com.au. So 3.5 minutes left in the opening half. There's some stern words in that huddle there from Shannon Seabohm. They've got to respond. It could get ugly if they don't start hitting their shots and getting into their rhythm. They said, looking good in those Indigenous Guernseys for now. Be a positive they take. The game's not over for them yet by any means. They've had some really nice looks. They've just got to start knocking them down. And knowing this Fire team, that'll come. Woods just lost the handle there. Thankfully another go from the baseline for the Fire.
Poked out from Adelaide, so 8 seconds from the baseline.
And again, the active hands coming into that one. 1 second off the shot clock. Ellis to inbound from the sideline. Froling and Woods, 2 leaders of this Townsville team. That one rattles out. Basham hit a big triple just before that timeout. This time goes inboard and she's feeling it, Brooke Basham. Former NBL 1 Central MVP. Knows how to step up in big moments. So too does Woods. Goes baseline. Now they get it back. Borlays sees the rim ahead of her, sees Andrews as well. And another one goes down for the Lightning.
And it all started with the defense of Brianna Turner. Just swallowed up down the other end. No avenue to the basket. That's their brand, Adelaide. It's defense first.
Ellis now. Tried to get Cox into that one. Froling double teamed. Turner finds Borlays once again. Eyes up ahead. Gets Lock on the move. Just couldn't quite find Turner on that one. Townsville breathe a sigh of relief there. Just over 2 minutes left in the opening half. Can they get some momentum heading into the half? No call there. Froling couldn't get the shot down. Andrews doing ball handling duties here. See Mansfield and Shields waiting to get on the floor here for Townsville as well. They'd love to inject them into the game. Andrew's having a great impact for the Lightning, though. Back-to-back buckets for her. Locke gets a much-needed basket and one to come. You can see her breathing a bit of a sigh of relief there, because it has been really a good response from Townsville in this second term. The shots just aren't really falling.
Yeah, it's at the moment, this is not Townsville Fire basketball. And that's a step in the right direction for Nia Locke, but a little bit shell-shocked over on the bench at the moment.
Can't convert the three-point play. Pillow back on the floor, but immediately loses it. Can Townsville capitalise here? Shields fouled, and she'll head to the stripe. Since free throws might come into it for Townsville as well. They're not shooting the lights out at the moment, but they've just got to try and claw their way back into the game bit by bit.
And that's the way you do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fight your way to the free-throw line. Force them to foul you. Shields is good on the first.
Can't knock down the second. Of course, her second WNBL season with Townsville, Saffron Shields. She was disrupted a bit in pre-season with an abductor injury. She missed their first game of the campaign, but she's been working her way back into the team nicely. Talbot gets it back into Basham. Good offensive rebound by the vet. And that's going to count from Brooke Basham. Great awareness on the shot clock. Banks it home, and she's had an excellent second term, Brooke Basham. Everything going Adelaide's way, nothing going Townsville's way. It's just the nature of the game so far.
Right on cue.
Exactly, Shields. It's stuff you don't see from her. It's stuff you don't see from the whole Fire lineup, really.
That's just a heartbreaker when you play 23.9 seconds of terrific defense, and Brooke Basham throws up a heave, and it goes in off the bank. It is going, as you said, Julia, all the way of Adelaide in the first half.
Another timeout called in the second period. Lightning 38, leading Townsville 20. It's been a great offensive and defensive display from the Lightning so far in this game. And Townsville, they've got a bit of work to do on their bench. Nat Hurst, I mean, she'd probably be happy in her head, but of course coaches are never happy with what's going on, so a bit to work through in both camps as they both look to draw up a play to finish off this opening half. Both looking magnificent in their Indigenous Guernseys, of course. Townsville's designed by Chris Gray. It's a heartfelt tribute to the region, and it incorporates three key elements that represent the community. So you've got the connection circles at the top, and then Castle Hills takes centre stage on the Guernsey. And then you've got the bottom of the jersey's got the strand, another key landmark that embodies the team's connection to Townsville. And of course, the shield and the boomerang represent protection and honour of their ancestors' tradition of hunting. So it's a really great meaning behind not just Townsville's Guernsey, but all the Guernseys across the league. It's been great to see them all on display. Talbot and Turner. Can Adelaide finish off a blistering opening half? Just off the foot. So I'll go again from the sideline. 28 seconds left. It's been an amazing start from the visitors. Talbot has a look herself. She's been the distributor so far in this game. Hasn't quite had the impact on the score sheet so far, but to her credit, she hasn't really been needed.
Yeah, she's picked her moments, taken what the defense has given her. Had 6 assists on Wednesday too.
Expect no less from the Olympian, the bronze medalist that is Steph Talbot. Dean now. Can she finish off a great quarter from Adelaide? A perfect drive. She gets to the line for a couple. She's got all smiles on her face at the moment, and why wouldn't you? Adelaide having a great run at it so far. Great footwork, great hands. She gets to the line. 5 points for her so far in this game. 2 from 3 from the field. 3 assists and a couple of rebounds as well. Not just her, but the imports across the league are really settling in nicely. We spoke about Zaya Cook pre-game. Of course, this game it's been a bit trickier for her, but great start to the season from all of them. And a great start to this game from the Adelaide Lightning. They open up a 20-point buffer, can you believe it? At halftime, away from their home floor at the fire pit. Adelaide 40, leading Townsville 20 at halftime. Do not go anywhere. We're going to wrap up what's been a crazy first half and bring you the second half right here on 9 Now.
I've always been told that good things come to those who wait.
Well, I've put in the work and I'm ready.
What a finish!
Ready to hold that trophy at the end of the season.
Forget waiting, the future is here.
So we're here for the AIS camp, which is part of the She Hoops Leadership and Confidence Scholarship.
This program is a culmination of a few different things.
10-week course, so 5 mentoring sessions for the Australian players and 5 EQ Mind sessions.
For them to become officials, to become coaches or administrators or leaders in the sport.
She Hoops is an organisation that is just all about empowering women in basketball, and I think being immersed in this environment is really cool.
Celebrating 50 years of sneakers?
For a delicious dinner that disappears and lets you squeeze in one more episode before bed. Pick up Latina Fresh, Australia's favourite pasta and sauce. Latina, we got the weeknight.
I've always been told that good things come to those who wait.
Well, I've put in the work and I'm ready.
What a finish!
Ready to hold that trophy at the end of the season.
Forget waiting, the future is here.
So we're here for the AIS camp, which is part of the She Hoops Leadership and Confidence Scholarship.
This program is a culmination of a few different things.
10-week course, so 5 mentoring sessions for the Australian players and 5 EQ Mind sessions.
For them to become officials, to become coaches or administrators or leaders in the sport.
She Hoops is an organisation that is just all about empowering women in basketball, and I think being immersed in this environment is really cool.
Celebrating 50 years of sneakers?
For a delicious dinner that disappears and lets you squeeze in one more episode before bed. Pick up Latina Fresh, Australia's favourite pasta and sauce. Latina, we got the weeknight.
The WNBL has so many incredible First Nations athletes and Indigenous athletes. To recognise the lack of representation that they have across not just, the WNBL, but all of the junior programs. And I think that Indigenous round is really important to pay respects to the Indigenous community, but also to bring awareness to all the incredible Indigenous athletes that we do have and that we haven't even seen yet.
For me, it's a really big round and it's one that gives me goosebumps and is just really special, and those jerseys just so beautiful and represent so much more than I think anyone could really understand.
We have a large Indigenous population in Townsville, so that's something we take very seriously. We get a local artist to design our uniforms, which we wear really proudly, and I think any time that we can pay respect to the Indigenous population is awesome, so I'm really proud that the WNBL continues to support them.
We're really lucky to wear jerseys that have got Indigenous design on them all year. The best thing about sport is it's inclusive, and we want everyone to feel welcome and a part of that, and if we can bring in another community in that way and educate people as well, I think that's really special. This season under Hoops Capital with the Sydney Kings and the Sydney Flames have actually engaged in yarning circles that we've just done in the pre-season. So honestly, I've never actually experienced something like that before, but the symbolism of, you know, this yarning stick that we were holding and passing around in our yarning circle was just, yeah, it was really moving, and I think that will really help us as a team and as a culture through this whole season.
Some of the best athletes in the world are Indigenous athletes, so, you know, encouraging everyone that sport's for everyone. It doesn't matter what race you are, where you came from, and the more we can make it a more inclusive sport, the better.
Some fight here from the Caps. Look at it show, deep in the shot clock, one left, Cole has to fire. Unfortunately, it goes in for the Caps, but fortunate for the Flyers. That was amazing.
Defense is infectious. When you see someone playing really good defense, it makes you really want to fight for your team, so great to see there.
D-ball for another. Might have just stepped inside the arc, maybe, but that was a great shot, and you can see the energy from the Caps. They're fired up.
Takeaway Geelong. Could they tie the game up? Yes, they can! What a drop. The basketball gods are with Geelong at the moment. We're all tied up at 59 apiece. Ball still loose. Brett kicks it down, back out to Shelley. Now it's Raver for three. She got it to go! We're all tied up at 64.
Here's Chipatoni.
Put their whistles away, just let them play.
Bailey, the superstar, puts it up and gets the shot! Annalie Bailey, your superstar!
Huge bucket from Bailey there.
Welcome back to the Townsville Entertainment Centre, and it has been all the Adelaide Lightning in the first half of this game. 40 points to 20 at the halftime break. Julia Montesano and Liam Ellison in commentary with you tonight. And Liam, what a start it's been from the visitors.
It's almost shocking, isn't it, the way they've just shut down everything that Townsville has tried to do. Just the 20 points at the half for the Fire. And Brianna Turner and Japrice Dean have certainly been in the thick of that. They've been hounding the Townsville guards around screens. It's Dean, Brooke Basham, who's been terrific off the bench. Hayley Andrews has come in, played some great minutes too, and they have just absolutely run them ragged. And then when you've got Brianna Turner on the back line, I mean, what more do you say about her defensive effort? She has shut down everything, and 20 to 40 at the main break. There's a long way back for the Fire.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, even for Adelaide, it's not like no one's really dominating. It's quite an even spread of scorers. So you've got Basham with the 9 points, Dean with 7, and Andrews with 6, as we mentioned, and Turner's already up to 8 rebounds. But then you look at Townsville, the leading scorer is just 4 points apiece for Cook and Fowler. So it's really uncharacteristic from Townsville. They've got a lot to think about now.
Yeah, it's extremely uncharacteristic. There's no players for the Fire that have more than one field goal made so far in the game. So it's been tough. They've been able to fight their way to the free-throw line, which has been a positive. But yeah, they're really struggling to get into their half-court groove at the moment and staring down the barrel of 3 games in 7 days as well, and a road trip coming up against Perth and then back to Adelaide. So really, if they don't get moving here, it could get really tough over the next week or so for the Fire.
And of course, coming off those back-to-back losses earlier on in this week as well. So they'll be really feeling the pressure in front of their home fans right now. But we know if there's anyone that can respond, it is the Townsville Fire, that's for sure. And of course, you may notice today that players from both teams have a purple band around the top of their singlet. This band is a powerful symbol of support for survivors of domestic violence. And this season, the WNBL clubs, athletes and the Players Association have united to raise awareness around this critical issue. Enough is enough. A life free from violence is possible, and when everyone plays a role, real change happens. Learn how you can be part of the solution by visiting Full Stop Australia. Can't emphasise that enough. The second half tipping off at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. It is the Lightning leading by 20 points over the home team, the shell-shocked home team, it must be said. Can Adelaide keep the ball rolling, or can Townsville respond? They need to do it at a big rate and in a hurry. It is quite a heavy deficit to bounce back from. And probably one they weren't expecting themselves to be in at this point of the game. They would have really expected a response, considering their 1-point heartbreak against the Caps on Thursday night, and then their loss earlier in the week as well against Bendigo. Really tough times. But it's not over yet. They'll know that. We know that. We know this Townsville team. We know they've come back from these sort of places before.
Yeah, no one would have been expecting this halftime deficit, and really 20 points at the halftime break. It's probably got some people reaching for the record books, I think, for what's been such a strong club here on their home floor. It's a low tally, but 20 minutes to turn it around. 20-point deficit, Julia, is doable.
Absolutely. They've got the right crowd behind them as well. Fire Pit love getting around their Fire players. And there's some great defensive action there from Woods. Can that get things started here for the Fire? Pulls up. And that one doesn't drop. It's been the theme of the game for Townsville. I mean, they have really been trying to their credit. It's not like they've been lazy or anything like that. They've really been trying to get back into this one, but some of the shots just haven't fallen. It's really unfortunate for them. Meanwhile, Adelaide, it's just, we saw some shots at the end of the second term from Brooke Basham, just on the verge of the shot clock expiring, and bam, it went in.
I was going to say, prior to that,
Yeah.
Brooke Basham, insertion off the bench with the 9 points, they were struggling as well offensively in the early stages of the second quarter. The Lightning and missed a few sort of bunnies down low. It could have been a larger deficit, really, for Adelaide.
It's been really interesting so far in this game. It's been going on to start this third term. No team yet to score yet, but it has been a bit up and down. See the floor wipers get set out. And Shannon Seabob, why not take an opportunity to have a quick chat to Alicia Froling. Any chance he can get to Jackson messaging and energy, he will do it. Alice breaks free. Leaves 2 Adelaide defenders behind her. Woods from the corner. Their first three of the game. The fireworks go up. Can this ignite something for Townsville? Exactly how they would have wanted to start the second half. They were 0 from 5 prior to that. Basham, she's been lining it up. This time it doesn't drop. Can Townsville get back-to-back baskets here? Woods. Get some help from Froling. Back to Ellis. Zaya Cook now. Townsville ball for the baseline.
And you mentioned Townsville finally making on their first three-point make of the game. Coming into the contest, they were third in the WNBL for three-point percentage, just under 37%. Getting that moving in the right direction with that Courtney Woods three in the corner.
Ellis now. Woods has to be aware of the shot clock here. And she gets one to go. Here we go. Is this the start for Townsville? It was Basham in the second term. It's Woods in the third, potentially. Bourne and Turner. Talbot finds herself free. That one doesn't go. Ellis now. 3 baskets in a row potentially for the Fire to start off this game, this second half, sorry. It's been Courtney Woods, who has been the Fire starter. That one just goes through the legs and into the hands of Japrice Dean. And Ellis interfered there.
It's number 3 on Abby Ellis.
And we know Alex Fowler also on the 2 fouls for Townsville too.
Ball Ace has 3 personals also.
Well, we're not seeing her out there to start this second half. And look to keep Basham on, and why not? She's the leading scorer for the Lightning.
She's taken the opportunity with both hands.
Well, she came out of that starting lineup when Steph Talbot returned, but she's proven that she could just have the same impact off the bench as well. Cook into Froley, spinning around Turner and getting it to go. One more to come for Alicia Froling. Some great bodywork there. Not much more Turner could have done as well. Froley just too strong. Can't convert the 3-point play though. As we mentioned, they have been getting to the free throw line. They just need to start converting some of those as well. Cox, great hands there. A great battle with Turner so far, and it's continuing to deliver. Cook. Ellis stayed with it, and Turner eventually rescued it for the Lightning. Talbot up ahead of Dean. But Dean elects to backtrack and wait for the rest of the cavalry to get back for Adelaide. Goes baseline. Basham with it. Shot clock in single digits. She's known to line it up. Bourne can't make it home. Ellis, good hustle, and has Froling there with her. So Townsville rescue it. Scored the first 7 points of this second half. Woods can't add to her team's tally. And on the contrast, Lightning have yet to score.
It's a different look out of the break for Townsville. They're re-energised.
Now the Lightning just on the back foot slightly. Still with that lead, of course. And again, the whistle becomes involved.
Well, to reach that time and a foul on Zaya Cook, but I like what they're doing defensively. Just cutting off what the Lightning are drawing up. They're denying Talbot on handoffs, making nothing easy for it.
And Shannon Seymour happy to just take a bit of risk. You'd see Fowler getting subbed into the game. Abby Ellis still out there with those 3 fouls. He senses the times now for Townsville. They've got the momentum. They've got to keep it rolling. And then for Nat Hurst, she sensed that it might be time to bring Ball A's back on, and she has. It's an interesting state of affairs so far in this one. Cox into Woods to Ellis. Trying to get around Borlase. No easy feat. Cox pulls up, knocks it down. Timeout called. Townsville with the momentum in this third period. A 9-0 run from the Fire. And suddenly, they trail just 40-29.
Left Nat Hurst with no choice. 5 minutes into the quarter, yet to find the bottom of the basket. Adelaide. Townsville have got a pep in their step. They need to just steady and get back to what they were doing so well in that first half, Adelaide.
Ford dealers love to see their WNBL sporting heroes and Aussie families conquering their goals. And it's easy to conquer the everyday in the 7-seat Ford Everest Sport SUV. Find the Everest that's right for you at your local Ford dealer. So a great start to the second half for the Townsville Fire. Courtney Woods has stepped up. She's got herself up to 7 points. Cox, Fowler and Cook all sitting on the 4 points. Froling gets herself up to 5. And slowly but surely, the Townsville Fire working their way back into this contest. Adelaide, they've just slowed down a touch after a really blistering start. It was always going to be pretty hard to keep up. They were playing a really high-octane brand, but can they respond out of this timeout? It's definitely needed. Just a bit of reset on their behalf. Courtney Woods on screen has been instrumental in this fight back. You expect nothing less from one of the leaders of this Townsville lineup. Let's see how Adelaide respond after a few messages from Nat Hurst, their coach. That pass cut off by Cox. Cook tried to step around. Didn't work out that time. The battle between Cox and Turner has continued to deliver, and Cox is sort of slightly trying to get the upper hand now with her team fighting back into this one. Cook now getting to work, pulls up on Dean, just trickles out. Can Dean get her game going again? Gets it back and into Turner. Bourne, Borlase. Shot clock ticking down. Is Bourne aware of it? She steps through Cox and falls short. Another stop for the Fire. Talbot called for the foul. So a great result for Townsville out of that timeout. The pressure wasn't Adelaide to respond and couldn't quite do it there.
The complexion of this game is just flipped on its head. All of a sudden, the shot clock horn down Adelaide's half court is just getting a real workover. It feels like we're getting a shot clock violation every few possessions at the moment. Stellar defense.
Woods tries to step through and she gets fouled on the way. It's the game really. I know Townsville's still trailing, but it has completely turned on its head. The Fire have bounced their way back into this game really well. And Courtney Woods is at the line with the 7 points so far for this game, averaging 14 for the season, their top scorer. Just under 5 rebounds as well. 2.5 assists. She's really stuffing the stat sheet, and we expect nothing less from Courtney Woods. And she makes the second one. Cuts the margin to 10. They're down by 20 just like a couple of minutes ago, really, at the halftime break. And we said it was going to be a hard task, but they're making it look easy. That one rolls out, and all of a sudden, as we were saying, it was rolling out of the rim for Townsville in the first half, and now the Lightning getting the wrong end of the stick. Woods. I think that would have blown the roof off the place if she would have hit that.
Yeah, they are building, aren't they? The Townsville faithful can feel their team working their way back into it. And as you said, Julie, Adelaide can't buy a basket at the moment.
Let's see if Talbot can deliver. Kicks it back out to Bourne. Borlase with it. Harassed there by Cook. Cook reaches in. So now it's Adelaide trying to work their way through to the foul line with stuff like that as well. They've got to rethink their approach too. Ways to inbound. It's it back. To Turner. And now Dean. Shot clock again on the verge of expiring, Liam. You mentioned it. It's happened again.
Once again, yes.
It's quite unbelievable what's going on at the Townsville Entertainment Centre at the moment. Adelaide breathing a sigh of relief as they hold on to that 10-point lead, but Townsville are coming. Alice dumps it back out to Cox. Shot clock down to 2. Lauren Cox banks it home. Single-digit margin now. Adelaide still yet to score. Can you believe it in this third term? Stuck on the 40 points from their opening half. Borlase, again, eating some time off the shot clock. And this time she makes it. Of anyone to respond, it's Borlase. Expect nothing less. Fowler gets to the line.
Adelaide bench not a fan of the call.
Jackie just has to warn them.
Finally, they break the lightning in this third quarter, but got to give a shout out to the work rate of Zaya Cook defensively. She's been fighting over screens like her life depends on it.
Absolutely.
Outstanding energy defensively.
We've lauded her for her offensive output, but this game she's shown, I can play some really great defense as well. That Borlase basket ended a 12-0 run from the Fire to start this third period. They're going to keep it rolling though through Fowler at the free throw line. Knocks them both down. And once again, Townsville were missing their free throws in the opening half. Now, all of a sudden, starting to knock a few down. They've really come out with a vengeance. A minute and a half left. And the Fire get the call. Their bench up and about. The crowd liking that one as well. We're going to have some subs head onto the floor as well.
(14-2) so far in this quarter for the Fire.
That's why we're a bit speechless, Liam. I mean, we
picked it, yeah, at the halftime break.
We always knew Townsville were going to come back, but this quickly, it's been quite amazing. Cox trying to luck. Talbot, so capable, so reliable. Kicks it out. Bourne. Can't rattle it home. And we're just debating which way it's going to go. I think it'll be a jump ball. So yeah, couldn't quite tell who it came off. Went to the jump ball arrow and it was with the Fire. So again, things are going their way. Even the jump ball arrow is liking what they're doing. Under a minute left. How much further can Townsville reduce this margin? Good look from Cox to Cook. Just couldn't quite complete it. Hasn't been quite hitting her shots offensively, Zaya Cook. We haven't mentioned defensively, she's been fantastic. 1 from 8 from the field for Townsville's import. .22 seconds left now. Fireball coming up. What do they have planned to close out this tremendous third period from their point of view? Woods and Mansfield. I'd love to get Lauren Mansfield involved. And Turner says, no, not today. Not quite yet. They'll have another go from the baseline. 15 seconds left now. What do they do with it? Cook wants it. Again, they've Gonna try again from the sideline. Adelaide are fighting their way through this scratchy period. Fighting all the way through to three-quarter time. They can regroup and try and finish off where they started. Woods ran into Pillow.
Like a good old-fashioned corgi. Georgia Pinot for fun. Bonus 3 throws for Courtney Woods.
So 8 points for Woods so far, make that 9 for the game. And really, most of those points have come in this third period. She's been the one to really step up and lead this fight back for her team. It's no surprise. She's been fantastic all season. Comes off for a well-deserved break. The team trailing 36-42. Much different to that 20-point margin at halftime. Talbot scrapping away. Eventually a jump ball. And now it's the Lightning all of a sudden feeling the frustration. See Talbot there still questioning it. So not a whole lot left on the clock, as you can see. Just have to be a quick catch and shoot here from Adelaide. Talbot with it. Dean couldn't quite get the shot away, but it was all Townsville in that third period. Their bench is up and about. A 16-2 run in that third period. At three-quarter time, it's still Adelaide leading 42-36.
Question number 1. The current population of Townsville is A, 180,000, B, 250, C, 202. C, correct. Big round of applause. All right, time is answers. True or false? BCF of Domain Central is the biggest in the Southern Hemisphere. True is correct. All right, this has been decided. Whoever gets this is going to win. This is what number of seasons head coach Shannon has been at the Fire. Shannon. No, higher. No, higher. Higher. Lower. Lower. Yes! Winner. Congratulations, thanks to the fabulous team at Domain Central. We've got 2 grand up for grabs. You and Kate have a way of making something like that really exciting. Thank you, Domain Central. It is one of the great places to go shopping. Biggest in the Southern Hemisphere. Amount of big box shops. Great local retailers and big brands. Domain Central Trivia is back at our next home game. 10 minutes to go. 6 points in it.
Welcome back to the Fire Pit. What a third period that was from Townsville. Outscoring Adelaide 16 points and 2 to get themselves right back into this contest, trailing by just 6 points heading into one big final term, Liam.
Phenomenal quarter from the Townsville Fire, holding Adelaide to 1 of 10 shooting in the period. Just 2 points in the third. Phenomenal. And we got some feedback. As Cox not quite on the 3. We asked the question, we're searching for the record books. 20 points at halftime for Townsville. Where does that sit for history? And online, Tristan Prentice has gotten back to us. 2017 is the last time Townsville had 19 in a half back then. So it was a 7-year low They have fought their way, Julia, right back into this ball game.
Unbelievable. And thanks to Tristan for filling us in. Great stats. What a fight back this is from the Fire. Can they continue it? Can they bounce back from 2 straight losses? Mansfield, can she get involved? Not quite. It will be Adelaide. Right now, looking at back-to-back wins. Can they hold that lead that they've had since the first buzzer of this game? Townsville have yet to lead at all. But right now it feels like they're leading, it must be said. It was the theme of the third period, those shot clock expiry buzzers for the Lightning, and it seems to continue again in the fourth period. Townsville really clamping in on their defense. I mentioned Zaya Cook was a big leader of that. We know it hasn't really been a night offensively, 1 from 9, but she's really knocked out with those active hands on the defensive end.
Speaking of,
yeah,
Brianna Turner's timing with the pokeaways is as good as I've seen.
She always knows when to reach in and never seems to commit, I'm probably going to jinx it now, but never seems to commit fouls as well. Like always really knows when to reach in.
That's right.
Really clean with it. So 42 plays 36, 8 minutes left in this contest. It's been a thrilling one. All Adelaide in the first half, and so far it's been all Townsville in the second. Completely flipped on its head. Great find. Fowler able to complete that as easy as you like. Zaya Cook with a great look in. Here she is again. Oh, the foul call. She would have been disappointed to hear that whistle on her way in. She has been pivotal in this fight back. Say so with only 4 points, how can they be pivotal? But really, she's been everywhere but the score sheet, really. She gets her chance now.
I thought this was going to happen. Obviously, the open floor awaited Cook and bashing the deliberate foul.
So obviously called unsportsmanlike there. All the players behind the 3-point line not lining up. Gets the second one to go.
12 of 20 today from the line, the Fire.
Could have been leading by now if they started to hit some of those. That would be probably Shannon Seabob's point of view. We're marvelling at the comeback there. He's probably thinking of the missed opportunities in the lead-up. Fowler. Couldn't quite get the shot to go. But they're edging closer and closer to that 42 points, Townsville. Can Adelaide break their buffer, extend their buffer ever so slightly here? Again, using up all those shot clock seconds. Brooke Basham, not quite. She's a confidence player. She's confident to take those shots. And they were dropping in the first half, don't you worry. Cook and Woods sharing it around. Courtney Woods goes back out, they're back in, and in the bucket! Margin down to 1. This has been an unbelievable fight back from the Fire. Adelaide just have no answers at the moment. The 2 number 7s get tangled there. Bottom of the key. And it means Izzy Borlase has to come back into the game for the Lightning, and what a pivotal time it is for her to start lining it up. 6 points from her, so she's been a bit quiet by her standards.
Yeah, with the 4 personals, and speaking of, there it is on Bourne. Wanted a bit more space with Fowler, caught it in the draw by the looks on the way through. That's number 4 as well on Izzy Bourne. But it's now or never for Adelaide. 6:40 remaining in the ball game. They're going to put it all out there.
So to a Townsville, they want to get the lead and continue their spirited run. They want to respond from those back-to-back losses. Woods tries to step around. Turner just too tough, too strong.
The 4 blocks today to go along with 2 steals for Brianna Turner.
Just stuffs the stat sheet, really, every component of it. A missed pass there. And now another chance for Townsville to take the lead in this contest. 6 minutes left. In front of their adoring home fans. Desperate to get back on the winners list. Cook dumps it out to Cox, and Townsville lead in this ball game. An unbelievable second half fight back. Down by 20 points at the half. The Lightning have scored just 2 points in the second half. Townsville have gone on an unbelievable run. 23 points to 2. It's quite unbelievable. It's completely flipped on its head.
It is. First time they've led all evening.
And sometimes you use that term for granted, completely flipped on its head, but it literally has. I mean, it was all Adelaide in the first half. Like, Townsville couldn't buy a bucket, and now it's the complete opposite story. It's quite fascinating. It just goes to show what good teams like Townsville can do. They thrive on fighting back and being resilient, and it's forced an Adelaide timeout. 43 plays 42. Just over 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes left in this game. It's a crucial time for Nat Hurst to speak to her team.
It's almost been like perfect symmetry, Julia. As you mentioned, the 20 points in the first half of the Fire, and then the Lightning, just the 1 field goal. Approaching 15 minutes into the quarter, Townsville have come out a different side.
Well, for a quick and easy weeknight dinner that the whole family will enjoy, pick up a family pack of Latina Fresh pasta and sauce. It's ready in minutes and so delicious there won't be any complaints at the dinner table. Find Latina Fresh in a chilled pasta aisle near you. Feels like Townsville have been stocking up on that Latina Fresh at halftime. They've just come out a completely different team. The Lightning just have not been able to score, and we've seen that foul trouble of Borlase and Bourne seem to really have an impact on them. You know, Fowler was the one sort of for Townsville in a bit of foul trouble, but it just goes to show what good teams do and the depth of the Townsville roster, whereas Adelaide, they really seem to be missing the impact of Bourne and Borlase.
Yeah, Borlase sat for a large stretch. Saw Basham come into the ball game at the end of the second quarter and really take control for Adelaide. I don't know whether it's Latina Fresh or I don't know what the secret sauce is, but they've worked something out, Julia.
I'd love to know. So I don't know what quite happened there, but Zaya could get the free throw line, and everyone behind the three-point line suggests that there was an unsportsmanlike or tech somewhere in there. Zaya's not complaining though.
It looked to be a technical free throw, I think. I missed that as well, Julia.
Could have been something from the bench. I know that Adelaide's bench is getting a bit up and about, and I think they did receive a warning earlier in the game. But yeah, we're not quite sure. Like I said, Zaya Cook, very happy to receive the free throw, if that's the correct way of saying it. And extend Townsville's lead to 2. And that's without Laura Mansfield scoring yet too. She's still yet to get involved. She's great to see her back out there, and of course it's always going to take a bit of time coming back from injury.
Yeah, she's been on the limited minutes this evening, just the 13, returning from that foot injury.
Borlase kicks it out to Talbot. Triple teed, but it didn't matter. That's clutch from Steph Talbot. Those are the players you need hitting baskets if you're an Adelaide fan. And Borlase getting involved there. Crucial that she stays out there for the Lightning. Scores level. Woods, great hustle. Dove in and just disrupted the play. And she ended up getting a foul called on Dean, so a big win out of that too.
It is. That previous Borlase steal the first of the second half and just the third turnover of the half for Townsville.
Unbelievable.
After really early, they couldn't look after the basketball at all. Hence how they've flipped this one round.
It really is one for the record books. I'm not sure too many teams have come back from deficits like that and have, you know, put up completely different stats in the first and second halves. Adelaide get the stop there.
Too long in the key, I believe the call on Lauren Cox.
So now they're starting to respond out of that timeout. Talbot got that much needed basket. Just the second field goal of the second half. Blaze at the steal. Oh, and then she just slipped over there. Foul called. Crowd not too thrilled.
I think Izzy Borlace knew as well. It might have been a slippage there, unfortunately.
Floor wipers out there taking care of business. Yeah, I'm not quite sure where the hands were, but obviously referees much closer to the action than we are, so absolutely trust their judgment. Talbot, she get back-to-back baskets. Tried to find Turner, but guess who's there? Lauren Cox once again. Cook able to bring it up for Townsville. Just under 4 minutes left in this ball game. Scores are tied. Zaya Cook couldn't buy a basket from 2-point range, tried a 3-point range, and still struggling a bit. Dean. Borlace. Tries to kick it back out to the top. Again, the shot clock ticking down. Dean goes for it and gets it. Adelaide back in front. So they're keeping themselves in this contest. They're not letting the Fire run away with it completely. They're here to win. Beautiful. Fowler happy to finish it off. Scores back level. Thrilling contest on our hands at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. The Signet WNBL Indigenous round. Talbot just falls short. And Steph Talbot slowly standing up under pressure as well.
It's been a grind, this one, and you're right, it's now, we're in crunch time. It's down to the likes of Talbot, the likes of Japrice Dean, who hit on that long-range jumper moments ago. To step up, you wipe the slate clean. Hasn't been in their second half, the Lightning, but can they stand up when it counts?
That was Talbot's 8th point for the night. Got 7 rebounds to go with it as well. Misses the second one, but Bourne, a great rebound. She's still with it, Izzy Bourne, and Fowler met her right at the glass. Great defense. Can she turn it into great offense as well? 2.5 minutes left. Lightning up by 1. Lightning just played an overtime game against Geelong and came up short in that one. We surely won't want to go to free basketball once again. We wanted to end this in the next 2.5 minutes or so.
And they led that one by 10 as well at three-quarter time. And we want to make a habit of that, giving up leads, Adelaide.
Woods knocks down the first of her 2 free throws. In double digits now, Courtney Woods. They both go down. Townsville back in front by the slimmest of margins. Dean with it for Adelaide. A great shot earlier. Can she go from long range? It just falls short. Mansfield picks up the boards. What can Townsville do here with it? Clock ticks down below 2 minutes left. Woods and Mansfield share it around. Back up the top to Woods. Mansfield thought about it, then dish to Fowler. Board over the top.
That's team foul number 5. He throws the rest of the way.
It's just starting to crumble a bit for the Lightning. But importantly, Fowler needs to make these shots.
And that's the evening done for Izzy Bourne, who really had no choice there with a seal down low. If Fowler gets the catch in the post, that is an easy 2.
It's an unfortunate ending to her night. A fantastic game. Last game against Sydney, 17 points and 4 rebounds, Izzy Bourne, but it's amazing what a couple of days and a bit of travel does to the system as well. Fowler missing the first free throw. How crucial is that going to be, I wonder? Has been an unfortunate theme of their night.
Yeah, it has 16 of 25 now on the free-throw line. Foul trouble has played a factor for Adelaide. They've seen Ball Ace had to sit as well, and for a side that's so reliant on their starting 5, they really play them high minutes. It's just disrupted their groove in the second half.
Yeah, Ball Ace and Turner, I think, as well. Both in the top 5 of the league, I reckon, for minutes played per game.
Izzy Ball Ace came into the round averaging 39 per outing.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Townsville get the crucial stop here. Just over a minute left. They lead it by 2. How can they extend their buffer here? Cook. Cox up against Turner. It's been a fascinating battle all night. Can Cox win out here? Just falls short. A big opportunity for Adelaide here. Under a minute left. They need to go now. Ball lays. Couldn't quite get the shot to go. Turner with the clever tap, but Ball lays couldn't quite get it. Cook just waits for the cavalry to arrive for Townsville. Spinning around Talbot, gets fouled. Great movement there from Zaya Cook. She'll head to the line for a couple. And these really are crucial free throws. Just so agile there on that baseline. Really didn't give Talbot much of an option.
Game IQ. Zaya Cook knew they were in the bonus. Talbot's got 3. You've got a one-on-one opportunity on the baseline. Just ask the question of the referee and it's worked in their favour.
Got the boat to go, crucially as well. A 4-point lead for Townsville. No timeout, Adelaide keep on moving. And a steal! Is that it? Courtney Woods with it now. So composed with ball in hand, gets fouled. Heads to the line. What a turnaround from the Fire. Down by 20 points at halftime. The score was 20-40, so now they've gone on a 31-point run. Lightning have only managed 7 points in the entire second half. It's been certainly the most unbelievable turnaround of this season, and probably one of the most unbelievable ever, at least in my time I've seen.
Yeah, holding this Adelaide team to 7 points in the second half. That is phenomenal. And Zaya Cook, how about that steal moments ago? Just appearing out of nowhere to snatch it out all clean. And this is a game where it's been gritty, it's been a grind. It hasn't been a lot of huge scoring numbers. When you look across the box score, it might not stand out. I mean, she's 8 points, 1 of 10, but she's been outstanding today. I think defensively and her leadership, Zaya Cook. And really, I think she was the tone setter coming out of the halftime break, where they were really flat in the first half and just absolutely relentless defensively. That's what kick-started them.
We can celebrate the new WNBL season by grabbing the latest kicks and apparel at your nearby Foot Locker, the official major partner of the WNBL. 21 seconds left, and you can see the forlorn sort of faces of the Lightning players. They're really hurt to let this one slip. Woods knocks down the first free throw. As we mentioned, of course, they had that blowout win against Sydney on Wednesday night, Adelaide, but the game before, an overtime loss against Geelong after letting a really healthy lead slip. And then the same theme tonight here. Is there any fight left in them? Basham needs to go. Can't knock it down, gets her own ball back. They pass it around, they're probably just going to put a shot up. Dean senses the occasion, but Fowler takes the rebound, and it's Townsville Fire with an amazing fight back to bounce back from 2 straight losses and get back on the winners list in emphatic fashion. At full time, it's Townsville 53, getting the win over the Adelaide Lightning 47. And it was off the back of an amazing, inspirational second half fight back, Liam.
So gutsy from Townsville. Not one that you look back on and play the tape if you're thinking about this is what we're really capable of as a team, but when they had to get it done, they responded. They're going to head away on a road trip to Perth and then back to Adelaide. You wouldn't want to fall to 2-3 heading into another big stretch of travel, but they just found something when they needed to, and they did it on the defensive end. I mean, holding the Lightning to just 2 field goal makes in the second half. Unbelievable. And this was not pretty, but it was gutsy from the Fire.
Absolutely gutsy, gritty, every sort of word you can think of. And you mentioned they sort of put the clamps on defensively, but look at their offensive output. They were on 20 points at halftime, finished the game with 33-point turnaround. It was an unbelievable fight back from them. And there'll be plenty of highlights they'll like in this package, that's for sure. Of course, we know at the start of the game it was all Adelaide. They got off to that impressive run to start the game, leading by 20 points at halftime. And then bit by bit, the shots just started falling. That one from Woods in the corner. They started to get the shots go their way, but it was off the back of really hard work. It wasn't just luck, Liam.
It wasn't in their backcourt. Steadied them, Zaya Cook, who we noted, and Courtney Woods, who led the way with 16 points. Got their offense moving when it was almost non-existent in the first half. Just patient, carving through the keyway there. And Ball Ace, who had to sit with the 4 personal fouls, it opened up the opportunity for Brooke Basham. But things were just not going Adelaide's way in the second half.
They'll be left to rue this one. They really will. They would have loved what they produced on Wednesday night. It's really 2 completely different games. They were unstoppable offensively for that game, and then in the first half of tonight's game, and the second half, as you can see, players like Courtney Woods took over with the 6 points. Alex Fowler really positive with 11 points, a near double-double with that 8 rebounds as well. Basham, she was stuck on that 9 points that she put out at the start of the first half, and Dupree Steen joined her on that 9 points. Turner with the 12 rebounds, but it's hard to believe that the stats still look really similar to what they did at half-time for the Lightning. No one in double-figure points. It was just a complete performance from Townsville. It really was, in the second half at least.
You're right. I mean, Basham led the way at the halftime break with 9, and that's where we sit at the end of regulation. It's not pretty viewing for the Lightning when looking at the second half, but look, I mean, we've seen them at their best, what they can do on Wednesday in the first half here, as you noted, Julia, but now the challenge is, can they find that consistency? Courtney Woods the leader tonight for the Fire.
We spoke about Zaya Cook earlier on, but Courtney Woods, I think, was probably the one to attack out of that second half. It was her and Cook that really got them going, and you can see she finished the night with the 16 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, just the 1 turnover as well. So a really complete performance from her, stepping up when her team needed her.
Yeah, 10 turnovers at halftime for Townsville,
yep.
Playing with 14. So there's the efficiency that just picked up, skyrocketed really in the second half.
Yeah, quite amazing. Just put the head down and went to work. Well, the fun doesn't stop here. We've got one more game coming up as part of our Super Saturday. Perth up against Sydney at the Mendat Basketball Centre. And then tomorrow, a big game with the Spirit taking on Southside at Ballarat Sports Centre. That one on 9 go for you as well. So a couple of really exciting games to come to round out round 4 of the Signet WNBL. Well, it was Townsville getting the job done here at the Fire Pit. An amazing second half fight back from them, 53-47 winners. Thank you for tuning in to 9 Now, and we'll see you soon for the next game between Perth and Sydney.